everyone, and welcome to Olsem Wanem. In this edition, we take you back to the best of 2013 stories that Olsem Wanem has covered. First, we take a look at road safety in Papua New Guinea.
Na you na crossing road, you must look him long right, na left, na right again, no car, you must cross.
BC road na badol ba struggle through lo crossing road, especially formal by looking at them. Tripla or la road wide bridge stop. And that was Adam Senegama, Pemol man made struggle, even if put him banish long or no can even all meritual club in banish. Now pipeline take come up the spot finish. Nowadays you looking at the crossing and you must crossing and stuff about the formal we talk finish. School crossings yung balugi mo sa time school man gyud sa crossing bat namin longen em nogat wala man monitor la crossing bat papa mama na or big man tu lagi yung la crossing long pedestrian too all thing also em rights longol so sometimes car em mechanical problem too em lugi mo you all saren you know give man la wait side to you just walk come straight come go crossing now you think driver car no brake longan you think you must stop em no na em ba kurung kudim yun ba ko ya sometimes all rascal all steal long nardo point in all go escape go on all come crossing you cross stop you think on bus stop and panokate police after him so all thing you live all come and block out so and then sometimes you balugum some driver inexperienced drivers all no say all looking at all man all of a sudden all cross now all panic now I'm all background so plan the man made all dialogue crossing straight as a driver you make sure that you have a driving license and you must be sober and you have to complete your routes and making sure that the vehicle is in a running good condition. It is your duty. If you see that the vehicle is unroadworthy, then your duty to making sure that tell the owner to make sure he picks it up. If you're a passenger, then making sure that your whole part of your body must be in the vehicle, no overloading. A lot of people are being overloaded and they've been killed on our roads, on the highways currently. And a lot of passengers, they seem to be hanging on the doors all the time, especially in the morning, peak hours. About 10 or, just imagine about the doorway. 5 to 10 people, they're hanging on the door, you will see that. As a pedestrian, sometimes you will see that when they're walking. Some of them, they will be right close to the road, or in the middle of the road too. They're not even scared, because sometimes the vehicle travel at a very high speed. Or sometimes the vehicles are being chased by police. The rule is this, when they are about to cross the road, they have to wait at a crossing side.
We set up roadblocks just to educate and make awareness for the motorists and vehicle owners. We educate them. Our main objective is to save lives on the public road. Most of the roadblocks that we set up from 8 to 4 is to get rid of unroadworthy motor vehicles off the public road, just to save lives.
Put them off all drunkards, especially drunkard all motorists number off the road because all go run on road, all go in cause some accident.
Students buy steam because it's affordable and like it has a high volume of alcohol in it. So if they take one like 500 container, like they will get drunk.
Taking steam or brewing steam is an illegal activity. People can be arrested and charged for brewing illegal alcohol.
From our profession's view, there are 10 leading causes of disability for next how many years to come. And you will see that one of them is alcohol-related disorders. And that is a concern because it's going to inflate the health budget. It's going to inflate the budget of police force and law enforcing agencies, schools, and because in order to deal with that disability, the death is one, but disability, you're living with some kind of malformation or disabled thing where you're unable to perform, imperfect, to be a productive individual.
My work is to find homeless and addicted people on the streets in the center of Amsterdam and try to get the right help for them. We have a lot of different organizations in Holland who work with homeless and addicted people. And my role here is to tell the people about my work, but also about cooperation. We think it's really important that all the different organizations who are working with these people are working together.
First of all, you have to be patient, really patient. And I have to realize that leading their life is a lot harder than my life. It's really hard life being addicted.
This year, Olsem Wanem featured a story on people living with disabilities. We have looked at their challenges as well as avenues where they can get assistance.
I've been facing this problem for sick problem. I think almost 4 years now. Me and Mary Blom been struggle. Finding ways lo how lo me can local team na support him to play boys lo me plan. Hard lo me plus terret. But I'm sim way na provide him all can. So if government can lo local this land or second picnic can provide him free medical service lo go physiotherapy lo exercise more exercise na. Side blow marasin lo help him all because legally Wanem sa kiss him feeds too. So some side blow marasin kiss him free medication.
Prosthetics simply, it's replacing the missing part of the body. For example, in my case, I was amputated through the knee joint. So then I need a prosthetic limb that replaces that missing part of my body. So it enables me to walk around, so I become more independent than using crutches where, my hands are not free to move around. So in prosthetics, in orthotics it's a device that supports the weak part of the body. For example, someone who is affected by polio, and then that part of the body is weak, so we make a device that supports that weak part of the body to enable him to walk around, and is independent also.
PNG has a national policy on disability, and it is up now for review. The policy is a good document. It outlines priority areas that the government of the day, or even PNG can try to look at in terms of how do we address the issues of disability.
There's a lot of things under the policy that needs to be looked at, the 11 target areas. So especially to do with service provision, like how we give services out, advocating and giving more awareness to let people know that there are services available.
The special education policy was endorsed by the government in 1993, and in January 1994 it was then implemented by the department. At the time we had only about 8 special education resource centers incepted under the national education system. And then we had about 1,000 plus clients. Clients from the early age, early intervention, right after community-based rehabilitation programs, so they also service for adults as well. The role of the resource centers is to provide in-service training program to the field teachers out there, because the special education happened to be introduced in 1994 in the system. And there are thousands of teachers that are yet to be in service on this particular area. Because we've had children with special needs all along the classroom, but have gone unnoticed throughout the system. And since this came in, it's been an awareness to the schools and even to the department. The resource centers cater for 3 major programs, which is the early childhood intervention program, with ages from 0 to 5, and then 6 to about 15 would be the integration program, where we integrate them into the mainstream schools. If we see that they're not able to compete in the mainstream schools, then the resource centers groom them the independent living skills, where they could cater for themselves at home as they grow up, and at the same time they train the parents or guidance on how to care for their family who's got a disability.
This year, PNG has had a strong focus on empowering women. Here are some of the highlights featured on Olsem Wanem.
I've had the good fortune to travel all over this country in the short time that I've been here. And everywhere I go, I meet women with her character, her commitment, her passion, who walk the talk of freedom. And I want to assure you and people of this country that while I would never come here to give you advice or to tell you what to do, I do want you to know that the people of my country stand with you in solidarity to do everything that we can to stop violence against women. We must respect life. President Obama said, "Gender equality still remains one of the greatest unmet challenges of our times." We need to empower girls to speak up for themselves, educate boys to speak up for their sisters. We must support the inclusion of men, boys, and other critical community stakeholders, such as religious leaders, in addressing and preventing violence and changing gender attitudes.
This is something that you may look in Olsem. You may talk long empowering women, yeah. And this laya and all this something from illiterate, yeah. Now she knows how to sign her signature. And now, emi looking Olsem, saving culture belong in here. Emi save Olsem, and how much money emi got inside. This like if Papua New Guinea now, government can support him, Mipla, and he can support me, and I can support me believe Olsem, a lot of these women will be empowered now. Or you can stand up because I'm Mary empowered, Pigini empowered, Papa am empowered, community empowered.
When we talk about empowering women, with us in the government, we need to look closely at the needs that our women have. You know, for example, most of our women in the province, they are illiterate. And if we run, conduct trainings in terms of literacy training, we empower them. We give them that knowledge.
I will be talking from my experience being a grower and from a grower to where I am today. And I believe in floriculture because if you buy one sucker and you plant it, it multiplies. And it's a very good industry. and it's better than buying cigarettes and buying other stuff that you can pick up from the store and resell it. Inside this floriculture show, me like me like encourage him. All get a young plaman, Marina, all mama, even all papa too. Go inside this floriculture industry. Mama blomi long Morobe province, Lay City, na Papua New Guinea, Olsem. Me encouraging you all get along, go inside this industry. Na you can help him, you at go come na make him this industry go come a big plan.
The purpose of this building is to bring all the rural women into this building so that they can have access to selling their items, crafts, whatever that they can make out of whatever that they can do. That's creativity out of women's own efforts. And even we want to also make space for our rural women. That many times when they come, they don't have spaces in the market. So this is a building that's set apart for these 7 LLGs. So we include women that will come and stay on. They have a transit there which they can use to sleep and even use this building to sell their artifacts or crafts.
Welcome back to Wanem. With over 800 languages, Papua New Guinea is known for its diverse tradition and culture. This year, Wanem covered the Canoe and Kundu Festival in the Milne Bay province.
When we started 10 years ago, we had a very small budget and we had 300 participants. 10 years later, we've got over 3,000 participants, so you can see the growth over the last 10 years. I guess the major challenges to us, as we get bigger and bigger, it generally means that we have to find more money to help support the festival, because we build pretty much a village at the festival where we house everyone. This year we had got over 3,000 participants. We built 36 houses. We've also got to feed them all as well.
We've done it successfully well because they have been able to source funding or assistance from the private sector or the business community, and that has allowed them to drive Kundu and Canoe Festival successfully over the last 10 years.
It's been good every things get a little bigger. Of course, we run out of money every now and then, like anything that continues to grow. But no, it is something that we feel is a viable tourism product, and it will continue to exist. It's not like a one-man thing, and it's because of this big cooperation, I suppose, and working relationships we have established with the various parts of the community that has enabled us to, run this fight. It's always difficult.
We've been cruising, this is our 5th cruise, and this is the first cruise we picked for the destination because it just sounded a fabulous itinerary. When we arrived today, we were just blown away with the welcome that we received in Olsem. I mean, we've been to a lot of ports around the world, but
never anything like this.
This is just sensational.
Yeah, everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Some of our friends at home were sort of concerned when we told them where we were going, but we've travelled the world and we know that this was always going to be very safe here. So.
Yeah.
We've done really well. I think for the first time being host here, usually it's in Kokopo, and having it come here, I think it's really good for our province. We do have a lot of different masks. We have a lot of different masks from different areas around here, and it's good to see that showcased.
We are really grateful and thankful to the Department of National Cultural Commission and also the Ministry to choose to host National Mask Festival in West New Britain. It's the 19th National Mask Festival. that we have allocated funding of initially 200,000, which is our annual budget to host our Tavu show. Tavu show is something which we hold every year as an annual activity to showcase our cultural programs in the province. But since this one as a national festival, we also released another 200,000 kina funding to host this function, especially to the various provinces come lo celebrating this la mass festival na start lo kimbe na lukauti mall na performing this la mass festival start lo 19th come lo 21st.
Mitok thank you lo gapan bimpla lo limsla osem mass festival osem bamdal kids mbla kan lukum osem mi plaka tol sla something and stop.
And that's all we have time for. Thank you to everyone who have participated throughout this year on Olsem Wanem. Keep your comments and suggestions coming to the address on your screen or visit us on our Facebook page. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your viewing on your #1 station, MTV, and have a happy and safe time bringing in the new year. See you in 2014.